Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fishing the 262. As most of you are by now aware, I did purchase a Garmin Livescope bundle for my Alumacraft boat, and I was able to get the install completed yesterday. So we're going to go up to the garage, we're going to take a quick peek at the install, we'll take a quick look at the Fishing Specialties pole mount that I ended up running for the Livescope itself, and we'll just take a general tour of the boat. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them below. Keep in mind, I am not an electronics expert. This is the first time I've ever actually installed electronics on my own. I would say that the process is relatively easy. You just got to kind of take your time and map out your wiring is probably the most difficult part of the job. But for a guy like myself who's not known for being exceptionally handy, and I don't even own a lot of tools. In fact, I had to go out and buy a crimper and a wire stripper just for this project specifically because I didn't own them. It was a relatively easy process. So if you're on the fence and you're worried about the install part, I can assure you it's not as difficult or as intimidating as you think it is. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So let's head up to the garage. We'll take a look at the final product, and you guys can drop some comments. Let me know how you think I did. All right, you guys, so we'll start here at the front of the boat. We'll take a look at the Fishing Specialties pole mount that I ended up going with. And you can see here that I went ahead and I used the trolling motor mount on the pole. I did pay for the ram mount from Fishing Specialties, and I just didn't care for the way the transducer was kind of rocking on there. I couldn't get it as tight as I would like it, so I ended up using the trolling motor mount. I'm not able to mount on the trolling motor of my boat because, as you can see here, I do run a Minn Kota Charova on this boat, so we did end up having to go with the pole mount. It comes with the Alumarail mount, the base plate, the nylon thumb screws. You only use 2 screws here. Their argument there is that if you hit something, the nylon screws will break off. If you have 4 of them in there, it's not going to break as easily. So we did just go with the 2 as recommended, but I did use the trolling motor mount there, as you can see. So we'll hop up in the boat and we'll show you the rest of the setup. All right, you guys, we're up here in the boat. We'll start back here at the battery compartment. You can see that I went with a 31 series AGM for this. I know a lot of guys would argue for lithium. That just wasn't in my budget right now. Maybe we'll upgrade in the future, but 31 series AGM, and you can see we got an independent shutoff switch for the black box right there. Everything runs out through that hole. This is all 10 gauge marine grade wire. It's all tinned in advance. Runs up through that locker, which is a little messy still. Here's kind of a view from the cockpit. You can see I got a 9-inch here at the console. And then as we make our way up to the front of the boat, it gets a little crowded in this little boat too. It's gonna definitely take some getting used to. There's my other 9. That one runs through the trolling motor. There's the 10-inch for the live. And here's the view of the pole from above. That wiring is going to come out into this compartment right here. This is where the black box is going to end up. Relatively clean for a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. You can see I drilled a hole there for the network cable and the power to come out. Big beefy D-sized ram mount to support that 10-inch Garmin. But yeah, that's kind of what the whole setup looks like, you guys. And in full transparency, the only thing I have left to do is I need to rig up some sort of straps, like rod straps, to hold that pole in place when we are in transit. But I think all told, as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm just under 3,500 bucks. I know that's expensive, but it's doable, I think, for most people. So if you are thinking about adding a Livescope, I think it can be done. You don't have to go out and buy 12 and 15-inch screens to make it happen. So if you're into electronics and you want to do a Livescope, I think this is a pretty good way to go with the bundle that they've got on sale right now. So appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll do my best to answer them. We'll see you guys on the next video. Tight lines, everybody.